This is problem 7-44 from section 7.1.3 homework. It's talking about all these pennants that we have from all these different colleges, from 3 different colleges. And we're going to write an equation or a system of equations to help us figure out how many pennants are from each college. So the first part of information is important. It says she has 5 fewer pennants from Washington than from California. That's the first part. So Washington versus California is our first thing we need to figure out. So where are there more pennants from, either California or Washington? Which is 5 fewer from Washington. So California is bigger right now than Washington. To make these two be equal to each other, I need to take away 5 from California. Right? Washington has 5 less than California. So now taking away 5 from California, they should be equal. The second part of information says she has twice as many pennants from California as Pennsylvania. So which one is bigger right here? She has twice as many from California versus Pennsylvania. California is bigger again. So to make these be equal, I need to double Pennsylvania. Right? She has twice as many from California, so I would have to double Pennsylvania in order to make it equal the California pennants. The last statement that's important, it says she has 40 pennants in her collection. So all 3 schools together gives her 40 pennants. So that's going to be represented by C plus E for Pennsylvania plus W for Washington equals 40. So now we have a system of equations, 3 equations, 3 variables. We're going to find all 3 of them. Okay, so this could be a simple substitution problem now. I know that W is represented by this value. So I'm going to replace W with this value in my equation. I'm going to replace now I need to replace P in my equation with something. Now I don't have P equals anything, I have C equals something. And I want all of my variables in this final equation right here to be the same variable so I can solve for it. So if I change this equation to say P equals something, I'd have to divide by 2 on both sides. I'd have to divide by 2 over here. So I could really say P equals half of California. So now I'm going to replace this with P down here. So now if I plug in all of my equations, I have C, my original C, plus P's worth 0.5 C, plus W was worth C minus 5, and all of that equals 40. So now I'm going to just solve for C. So let's combine my like terms. I have 1C plus another C plus a half. So I really have 2.5 C minus 5 equals 40. Okay, so if I add my 5 from this side to this side as well, now I'm left with 2.5 C equals 45. Now I'm going to divide 45 by 2.5 to get C by itself. This will cancel. I will get C is going to equal 45 divided by 2.5 is 18. So there are 18 pennants from California. Now that's not my final answer. I need to go back and find Pennsylvania and Washington as well. So I know some equations for that. So equation to find Pennsylvania, right here it says it's half of California. So half of 18 will give me Pennsylvania is worth 9. Okay, so we're plugging these back into our equations we made originally. So now I have Pennsylvania and California. So last thing to find Washington. Well, Washington was California, take away 5. So 18 minus 5 is going to give me 13 for Washington. And if I double check, all of those should add back up to 40 since I had 40 total. 18 plus 13 plus 9 should equal 40. And it does. So we know our answers are correct.